Arsenal 2, Newcastle 1. What a win this is for Arsenal Football Club. They won this game in the most dramatic fashion possible. I'm going to be giving my thoughts and analysis of the game, so let's get into it. To start the game, I thought Arsenal were brilliant. They were in complete control of the game, they kept possession really well, their passing was sharp and crisp, and they created so many opportunities. For example, the Leonardo Trossard chance, which hit the inside of the post, extremely unlucky. Eberechi Eze had two opportunities, one on the volley that was straight at Nick Pope, but then another opportunity was early on in the first half where he blasts a shot. It looks like it's going bottom corner, but Nick Pope makes a brilliant fingertip save, and Nick Pope deserves a lot of credit because without him, Newcastle would not even be in this game because Arsenal were the far superior team. And after applying pressure, Arsenal finally get their opportunity. Newcastle make a mistake at the back and the ball falls kindly to Gyökeres, and now it's a race between Gyökeres and Nick Pope for the ball. And both of them clatter into each other. And the referee, his initial reaction is to give a penalty. However, after the intervention of VAR, the penalty was not given. And in my opinion, it was the right decision. Nick Pope got the ball. It would have been extremely soft if Arsenal got that penalty. However, after the penalty got disallowed for Arsenal, the momentum shifted towards Newcastle's side. Every time a decision went against an Arsenal player, they were sulking and complaining. They weren't playing the football they were playing previously, and Newcastle finally got a foothold in this game. After all the corners and throw-ins Arsenal had, Newcastle finally got a corner. They play it short to Tonali and Tonali puts in a peach of a cross. It is a beautiful in-swinging cross into Woltemade and Woltemade finishes it off with a beautiful header. And it's 1-0 to Newcastle. And you have to give full credit to Tonali and Woltemade here. Tonali with that beautiful cross, inch perfect, and Woltemade with a true striker's finish. Unbelievable header from him, and what a start he has had to his Newcastle career. From the first half, I want to give major credit to Nick Pope. The amount of crucial saves that this guy made was unbelievable, and he kept his side in it. I also want to give credit to Newcastle's defence because Arsenal had a lot of corners and a lot of throw-ins, and on any other day they would have scored, but Newcastle's defence dealt with it really well. And moving on to the second half, I thought the second half was a lot more even. I thought both sides had their fair share of opportunities. Arsenal, they didn't really create that many clear-cut chances. One that comes to mind is Timber's header, which Pope saves beautifully. But Newcastle also had their chances, especially on the counter, and they could have done better on one or two of those occasions. So I thought both sides cancelled each other out a bit. The second half was an even contest, but Arsenal get a corner, they work it well. Declan Rice gets the ball, puts in a peach of a cross in, and Mikel Merino scores an absolutely wonderful header. What a goal this was. In fact, this was identical to Newcastle's first goal. It's quite funny actually, but Merino's finish is unbelievable, and this guy has popped up for Arsenal in one of the biggest moments once again. Fair play to Mikel Merino, fair play to Declan Rice as well, because that was a beautiful delivery. Now, we're at the final minutes of the game. Nick Pope tries to start a counter, however gives it to Arsenal. Arsenal cross the ball in. Newcastle clear it for an Arsenal corner. What's going to happen next? Ødegaard puts in a beautiful delivery, and we need to give Ødegaard credit here because as soon as he came on, he was Arsenal's best player. What an impact he made. What a ball from Ødegaard. Gabriel rises up and finishes it in the final minute. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 1. What a header this was. Mr. Reliable from set pieces comes up big once again. Great finish from Gabriel. And now this title race has got a lot more spicier. In terms of my final thoughts, what a result this is for Arsenal. This is season defining. The mentality they showed, being 1-0 down at St James's Park and coming back to win 2-1. Unbelievable. And Arteta deserves a lot of credit. His substitutions made the difference today. Merino came on, Ødegaard came on. Made the biggest difference. They have shown why they can be champions. This is what champions do. They've shown the mentality. And now this title race is going to be very exciting because Arsenal are now only 2 points behind Liverpool. Last season, whenever Liverpool dropped points, Arsenal dropped points. But this time, when Liverpool dropped the 3 points, Arsenal gained the 3 points. It's already a massive difference this season. And now, this season has just got a lot more interesting. And to Newcastle, they put up a valiant effort. It was a good performance, but a couple of mistakes cost them. Nick Pope did not need to rush. He didn't need to rush. He just had to hold the ball. He wanted to start the counter and gave the ball away, and that's where the corner came from, and that's where Arsenal scored. It's very unfortunate for Newcastle, but Arsenal showed what they're made of today. They showed that mentality, and fair play. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and peace.